All right, well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 9th annual Notre Dame Fund a Future Scholarship Benefits. It is, 9. It is truly so wonderful to be joined by all of you this evening here in community with one another in support of the mission and vision of St. Julie to make access to education possible for women. 9 years of supporting student scholarships here at NDB. Almost a decade of recognizing how crucial it is to bridge the financial gap that prevents so many students from engaging in the benefits of a private, faith-filled education. 9 years of honoring graduates of Notre Dame Belmont who have gone out into the world with courage, vision, and determination to leave a lasting legacy. Looking out into this room, I am truly overwhelmed. It's incredible to see such a collection of tigers, some new to NDB, and others along this ride for decades. But what aligns all of us is the desire to see Notre Dame Belmont continue to evolve in its pursuit, our pursuit, of an inclusive, compassionate, tenacious, determined school community filled with the brightest of scholars, the kindest of hearts, the most creative of visionaries. Tonight is about representation. It's about diversification. It's about evolution. Because we're 100 years young and we aren't close to slowing down. No, the fact is we are actually more vibrant and vivacious than ever. We're charting a new course for the next century, expanding the geographic scope of our student body to envelop even more women and students in this hallowed space. Reinvigorating the narrative of why single-gender education is a transformative experience, one which, here at NDB, is defined by lifting high each individual and being a champion for them on their own unique journeys through high school and beyond. I want to recognize those with us tonight who have been forces for change in this community. If the foundresses of our Black Student Union would please stand up to be acknowledged. Your work this summer in helping us to bring this affinity space to life for our Black students was and continues to be transformative. We appreciate your leadership and vision in making NDB a more inclusive, compassionate, empathetic community where we seek to learn and grow together daily. Thank you so much. This evening wouldn't be possible without the work and dedication of our incredible faculty members, our board of directors, the Sisters of Notre Dame, and our Fund a Future committee. Each of these groups gives their time, effort, and energy so passionately for our students. Thank you all for showing up for NDB each and every day. Thank you to our tri-school partner, Sarah High School, Teresa Flynn Houghton, head of DeMariac Academy in San Francisco, and members of the Rotary Club of Belmont and Redwood Shores for joining us in solidarity tonight. We are blessed to be in your company. In your programs, you will see 3 profiles of future Tigers. These students, along with several of their classmates from one of our partner school sites, Holy Family School of St. Francis Center, would like to see themselves here at Notre Dame this fall, but their families' financial constraints will all but prohibit that dream from coming to life. I'd like to recognize Kathleen Hamilton, Holy Family School faculty member who is with us tonight. Kathleen, thank you for the work you do to support your students and to prepare them for life at NDB. And to our honoree, Diane Sullivan Morton, class of 1983, thank you for your love of this community, the joy you bring to everyone you encounter, the passion with which you volunteer, the fervor by which you continue to amplify all we hope our young alums will embody. Your bright light is a beacon that challenges all of us to be better. Congratulations on your honor tonight, and thank you so much for being here with us. And now I would like to invite up Caroline Zarella, along with members of NDB's ASL class, to come forward and help lead us in our school prayer. You can find the prayer on the cards at your place in front of you or on the screen behind me. Good and gracious God, just as the sunflower turns towards the sun, transform our hearts to be dedicated to you. Empower us to become a community of faith, service, and leadership, confident that we can inspire unity. Encourage us to be lifelong learners, mirroring the example of St. Julie. Join with the tradition of Notre Dame. May we embody the goodness of God each and every day. Saint Julie, pray for us.
The programming part of the evening. It's been great to hear everyone having such wonderful conversations. I've been saying that this night is one of my favorites because it just brings our community together. And we start to undo those threads and see how we're all connected. So with that, I'd like to ask you all to
direct your attention to the screen behind me where we're going to begin with a short video.
Fund Future is our annual scholarship benefit that provides tuition assistance for students who want to be part of the Tiger community but cannot financially make it work with their family's dynamic. It is essential to us as we try to expand our recruitment efforts, as we build our enrollment, as more and more students become familiar with who Notre Dame is and what we have to offer, and find their place here. Fund the Future is the cornerstone that makes those opportunities possible for those Tigers who want to be here with us.
Fund the Future helps students just like me to be here, and it's such an amazing opportunity to come to Notre Dame and be a student and just live life here. It's just amazing. And Fund the Future, girls can come and be the best versions of themselves at Notre Dame.
Single gender education is so essential to developing adolescents. Being in the company of like-minded, determined, tenacious women just helps to amplify the academic and educational experience.
Anxiety is on the rise everywhere. Not here at Notre Dame, the girls are happy, and I think that's because this sense of sisterhood allows them to lean on one another and hold each other up and comfort each other when they need it, and to laugh a lot. And I really think that's what makes them special.
And that sense of belonging, that sense of we can be totally different, but we're part of this thing that's bigger than us, is something that you don't see every day, and it's magic.
Just having that sisterhood and the community around you, it makes you want to do more with your life.
It makes you know yourself. You're able to be comfortable and confident within yourself. You're able to tap diplomacy at any level, whether at a job or a career.
Receiving an education from Notre Dame to me means that my daughter's going to be empowered. She's going to be a real leader in the world, and she's and do anything a man can do, and do it better, I think. And that's really the spirit here at Notre Dame, that sense of empowerment that is built into the fabric of the school.
I never was a person to like really raise my hand and want to speak in class, and Notre Dame, given that like this all-girl community, like really gave me that chance to like be confident in myself and like figure out who I wanted to be as a person and who I wanted to be as a leader as well.
Like offering tuition assistance does actually create a community that is truly diverse and inclusive. By breaking down financial barriers, we're able to attract students from various backgrounds. Diversity makes us all stronger. It makes our community stronger, it makes us as individuals stronger.
Academic support from teachers and like staff and peers is so important, and I think that Notre Dame gives that to all students, like regardless of background, which I think is so important and so amazing.
St. Julie's mission was to make education accessible for women, right? Like her whole premise, her whole platform was about giving women opportunities. And that's what Notre Dame is, like we prepare students for life.
I really think that tuition assistance is important because personally, like I don't come from like a wealthy family, and my education prior to Notre Dame, it just wasn't enough for me. Like I wasn't learning, I wasn't excelling the way that I could. So tuition assistance is really important because it allows students like me like receive worthy education that are preparing for the future.
Like, education is so important. It's important for every single individual, whether you can afford it or not. As a person who was on tuition assistance, I couldn't imagine going to any other high school, and I'm really glad that Notre Dame offers this and that there's so many people in this community that offer tuition assistance, because I couldn't imagine being in the place that I am and the journey that I'm about to embark on without Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is nothing without our students. They are the absolute heartbeat of our community. They are the ones who our faculty is here to inspire and to educate.
The students not only challenge me to be better, but they inspire me to be better. And in this world where there's so much fear and darkness and just uncertainty, our students give me hope. Our students give me the excitement of getting up every day and knowing this could be different, this could be better. And I know they're going to be the ones to help carry that legacy forward.
I just can't imagine our school without any of the Tigers who are here. And in starting to look at who wants to come and be part of our class of 2029, I don't want finance to stand in the way. So I really, really hope that everyone who's here tonight and everybody who believes in what we're doing and they will invest in our students, because they are who we've been for 100 years and who we're going to be for the next 100 years. Diane Sullivan Morton developed a strong interest in photography as a child, fascinated by its ability to capture the world from various perspectives. Her passion continued to grow at Notre Dame High School, Belmont, where she explored fine art studies and indulged in her love of photography, learning to shoot images and develop film in the school's darkroom. Diane later pursued photography as a hobby while studying graphic design and technical art in college. After graduating, Diane began her career as a graphic designer in New York City, working with clients such as MTV, Billboard Magazine, and Nickelodeon. Returning to the Bay Area, she continued to work in graphic design and technical art at Hewlett-Packard while advancing in art directing photo shoots. After raising 3 wonderful children, Diane chose to delve deeper into photography by returning to school and earning a Master's of Arts degree and a Master of Fine Arts degree as well. Based in the Bay Area, Diane brings 35 years of experience to her work as a fine art photographer. Blending artistry and aesthetics, her professional work focuses on headshots and portraits, but more importantly, Diane is dedicated to volunteering with Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, a nonprofit organization that provides bereaved families the gift of a professional heirloom portrait to bring both healing and comfort. I hope you will join me in welcoming this year's Fund to Future honoree, Diane Sullivan Morton.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I just have to open my iPad, sorry. It's just an honor to be here tonight. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to take you back in time a bit. When I was in 7th grade, my St. Matthew's class went on a field trip to Sarah High School to see the tri-school musical. I think it was called Anything Goes. Other local Catholic elementary schools were in attendance as well, and we were all decked out in our school uniforms. It was the spring of 1978, and my mouth was sparkling with braces. My hair was kind of feathered, and for many of you, I think I'm painting a familiar picture. As the music director, Jay Jordan, led Sarah's band, curtain rose, and suddenly something hit the back of my head. I reached back and discovered a wad of gum stuck in my hair. I was sure everyone sitting behind me could see it and were laughing at me. At intermission, I raced to the restroom, which was already crammed full of high school actresses. I quietly squeezed my way through to a mirror and began working on this tangled mess. A tall high school girl offered to help me. Dressed in her costume and stage makeup, she worked on releasing the sticky mess in the back of my head, and she struck up a conversation. The conversation went something like this. Tall high school girl. Where do you go to school? Short 7th grader, quiet 7th grader me. St. Matthew's. Really, what grade are you in? 7th. Do you like the musical so far? Mm-hmm. Where do you want to go to high school, Mercy or Notre Dame? I don't know. Notre Dame? That's where I go. You are going to love it. Patty Lococo, class of 1981. Patty was empathetic to my incredibly awkward situation and had success in getting the gum out. Her kindness offered me a safety net, which went a long way. That day, deep down, I knew Notre Dame was the high school I would attend. Now, let me take you back in time a bit further to the 1960s and 70s. My brothers, Steve, Tom, and I grew up on a street on West Grant Place in San Mateo. It was a small, narrow street filled with retired elderly couples. I was on a first-name basis with a few of our neighbors because they were my best friends. As a matter of fact, this picture is a picture of 4-year-old me in 1969. I'm kneading dough in my next-door neighbor's kitchen, helping Thelma bake bread. Thelma's husband, Mark, captured my earliest photos, and during his retirement, Mark enjoyed photography as a hobbyist. He developed and printed film in a makeshift darkroom in his small single-car garage. This was my first exposure to photography. Our dad worked 3 jobs to keep our family financially afloat while helping support his widowed mother, our grandma. He worked as a mortician at his family's mortuary, Snyder and Sullivan Funeral Home, as the San Mateo County Deputy Coroner, and at night he worked as a custodian. And just recently, my oldest brother, Stephen, shared that our dad worked as both a janitor and security guard at the College of Notre Dame, the facility just behind us. As you can imagine, Dad was gone a lot, and our poor mother was overwhelmed, and our house was chaotic. In hindsight, my brothers and I were so fortunate to live on a street with built-in grandparents. Those relationships formed my first notion, my introduction to community, a collective that rallies to support. By the time I arrived at Notre Dame High School, it didn't take long to realize that my high school also offered a remarkable sense of community. Our staff and faculty were incredibly supportive, and because of this, I gained confidence in the classroom by finding my voice. I wasn't afraid to raise my hand and participate. I think that's a common theme that we've heard tonight. Notre Dame's art program and classes became my favorite time of the day. My art teacher, Mr. Kortenkamp, who's here tonight, opened doors for me. Mr. Kortenkamp opened doors for me by entering a piece of my work in the San Francisco Archdiocese's art contest during my senior year. Sister Angel Lewis introduced me to volunteerism and community service, which I am incredibly passionate to this day. Our counselor, Ms. Tiernan, supported and loved us deeply. My sophomore year was rough at home, and my father spoke with her about, it makes me emotional, spoke with her about our home life. Ms. Tiernan began to pull me out of class weekly to visit with her. Sadly, we lost her early in our senior year. My community grew with lifelong friendships cultivated right here. I find it amazing how these friendships were formed. It started with an alphabetized seating chart, randomly assigned lockers, and of course, our required classes. That quickly translated into being introduced to the sisterhood of Notre Dame High School. What a powerful force. While beneficial then, it continues to amaze me that to this day, I am still very close with several of my friends from Notre Dame, and I don't know how I would navigate this life without them. By the fall of 1982, I was in my senior year, and I'm not gonna lie, I was hitting my stride. I had a really cute boyfriend with blonde feathered hair. Some of you may recognize Brian, he's right here. I was head cheerleader. I had an after-school job at Talbot's Toyland in San Mateo, and I volunteered at a local Catholic elementary school as their junior high cheerleading coach. And as many of us did back then, I signed up and took my SATs. One Saturday while I was at work, my mother opened my SAT scores without letting me know they had arrived in the mail. Then she said to me, "Diane, you're not going to college." Period. I felt hurt and empty and lost because she meant it. But remember the art contest I mentioned earlier? The award was small, but also life-changing. It was a summer scholarship to the Academy of Art University in San Francisco, and I was fired up to go to college, especially after being told otherwise. After completing the summer semester, I enrolled in the College of San Mateo, which offered a more affordable solution to complete my general education. Each unit cost about $5, and I could afford it. I also realized that I couldn't support myself by painting or sketching, and that film photography, which would have been my first choice, was far too expensive for me to study or pursue as a career. So I enrolled in CSM's Technical Art and Graphic Design Associate of Arts program. CSM was my leaping off point. In 1987, I ultimately graduated from college with a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in graphic design. I married my high school sweetheart, and we moved to New York City. Brian was a stockbroker on Wall Street, and I had to find a job by hitting the pavement with my portfolio under my arm. At 22 years old, while looking for jobs in New York City, several design firms turned me down. The process of interviewing in a male-dominated field didn't intimidate me, even when my portfolio was slammed shut and slid down the length of a conference table with a flat, "We're not interested." Admittedly, I sat there stunned, but clearly those were different times. The preparation, confidence, and perseverance Notre Dame High School instilled in me built enough intestinal fortitude to keep trying. I was the only woman in the graphic design department, and we worked with clients such as MTV, Billboard Magazine, Spin Magazine, TV Guide, Nickelodeon, and Nick at Night. Eventually, Brian and I headed back home to California, and I was hired as a graphic designer and technical artist at Hewlett-Packard in Palo Alto. It was 1989. HP's competitor, Apple Computer, released a state-of-the-art desktop computer designed by the legendary Steve Jobs. Another competitor, Adobe, created innovative software for graphic designers and photographers. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Photoshop. One morning I arrived at my cubicle and found a brand new Macintosh computer sitting on my desk right next to my drafting table. And taped to the small boxy computer was a non-disclosure agreement for me to sign. Our graphic design department was not allowed to tell anyone we were working with Apple and Adobe products. One of my new responsibilities at HP was to art direct photo shoots of computer components, parts of pieces of computers. And believe it or not, I found it fascinating. The subject matter, not so much, but the studio lights and camera gear captivated me. And along with my growing career, so did our family. Brian and I have 3 amazing children, Scott, Brendan, and Ashley Margaret. It was at this time in my life I learned something profound. My father passed away in 1998. There were so many people at Dad's funeral. My brothers and I, the church was huge and it was packed. And my brothers and I started asking people how they knew our dad. Many responded that he had buried their baby or child and that our dad paid for the casket. I know deep down that my drive to be of service in the community comes from him. I started spending more time practicing my photography. I traveled to photo workshops and developed relationships with professionals who became my mentors. John Paul Caponegro, Joel Grimes, Peter Hurley, and others opened my eyes to the multifaceted world of photography. In 2014, I opened Diane Morton Photography, specializing in headshots, fine art portraits, and newborn photography. But as I tend to do, I wanted to jump further down the rabbit hole and academically, so I returned to school and earned a Master of Arts and Master of Fine Arts degrees. By 2019, I was still yearning to give back to my community in a truly meaningful way. I knew there must be something more I could do. I began volunteering with an organization known as Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep to share my passion and talent for photography within my community. The organization aims to offer parents experiencing the loss of a baby the complimentary gift of professional portraiture. Through an intimate portrait session, volunteer photographers gift families with gently retouched black and white heirloom portraits. When I walk into a NICU room, for example, to capture photographs of a grieving parent's angel baby, I feel a blanket of calmness wrap over me, knowing that I'm serving a family who desperately needs my assistance. Not only am I an affiliated photographer with Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, but I am also a digital retouch artist, editing other volunteer photographers' works nationwide. In 2022, my role with Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep expanded into the position of San Francisco Bay Area Coordinator. My responsibilities include recruiting and mentoring new photographers, hospital outreach and education, supporting my team of talented photographers, and our amazing dispatcher. One of my photographers is here tonight. I work closely with our area's hospitals, labor and delivery wards, neonatal and pediatric intensive care units, social workers, and bereavement managers. I had no idea what was in store for me when I began my professional journey after college. Never in my dreams did I think Brian and I would move to New York City. I didn't know we'd be blessed with 3 incredible children, 2 beautiful daughter-in-laws, and 4 magical grandchildren. Our newest grandbaby girl is 8 days old today. Nor did I anticipate rediscovering photography as both a passion and a profession. But as I reflect on the trip that has been my life, I know I've been able to meet each twist and turn in the road head on due to the confident young woman I became while here at Notre Dame. The sense of community I felt here in the 80s is the same sense that has brought me back to serving on the board of directors today. Our community matters, and I'm incredibly proud and fortunate to assist in bringing us forward. Okay, now that I've spoken about the importance of community, the formal speech is over. I want to thank everyone in this room for what you've already done by simply being here. But it wouldn't be a fundraiser without an ask. I'm asking you to join me on the path of progress. So please assist me in moving our community of Notre Dame Belmont forward by contributing to the scholarship fund so underprivileged girls can attend our school. It's an investment in our future to raise remarkable young women and send them off into the challenges that await them. So let's do this. Please be as generous as your personal circumstance allows, and know that a gift of any size will be life-changing. Thank you.
Diane, that was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story with all of us. If you have not had a chance to take a look at Diane's work, we do have it on display in the back, and so I encourage you, after the evening has concluded, to definitely take a peek at her talents as a photographer. Thank you for sharing that with us. As Diane said, now is the time of the evening when we get to put our goodwill into action. When that financial divide gets reduced and we're able to fling open the doors here at 1540 Ralston Avenue a bit wider so that we can welcome every student, regardless of financial means, to be a Tiger, this is that moment. And I'm incredibly grateful to welcome to this stage Jackie Evans, graduate from the class of 2005, to lead us in that. Jackie is an esteemed NDB alumna and dedicated optometrist who is passionate about implementing innovation and technology into her practice in order to bridge the gap in access to quality eye care for all patients. As a proud teleoptometry enthusiast, she has found dynamic and successful ways of introducing her patients to the many benefits that exist within the growing healthcare sector, as well as educating fellow colleagues regarding the many possibilities that reside within teleoptometry. Jackie's personal story about her journey to NDB is a most compelling one, and I am so proud to call her my fellow alumna and NDB sister. Please join me in welcoming Jackie Evans.
Thank you. I can't believe I'm here again and you're not tired of seeing me. I mean, gosh. So, I mean, you know, it's been a whirlwind day today. I was actually privileged to be a part of the Black Student Union meeting this morning, and it was so inspiring, and to think about all of the opportunities that are given at an institution such as this to be diverse and to be so well deserving of all the esteem that it gets, you know, from all of you and renowned throughout the nation and the Bay Area. And, you know, I just want to say that, you know, some of you saw me a few years back and the speech that I gave about my experience here as a recipient of the scholarship fund, and it changed my life, and I wouldn't be here today if it were not for this institution. I'm going to just share a small story. I work with a really esteemed, amazing ophthalmologist in Denver, and she is from Palo Alto, and she said, I had to leave there. I had 3 children, and I was so concerned about their education and their welfare. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, where we were at, you know, she was saying, the high school had all of these suicides, you know, 9 suicides a year, and I thought to myself, was this gun high school? She said, yes. And how old were you when you left, or how old were your children? She said, there were 5, 3, and 1. I said, gosh, nobody told you about Notre Dame? Like, I mean, and again, not to you know, put light on the situation, but I mean, this is such an inclusive, comfortable place that I could never imagine feeling any type of pressure to be anything other than who I am today, and the best that I could be, but not placing crazy demands other than what I knew I could be, which was my best. And I want to know that girls that are coming here feel that this is a place that is safe, that they can excel at their own rate, but still be the best, and still be something that when they go out into the world, people haven't seen because they're used to negativity, and this is such a place of positivity and inclusivity. And so with that being said, I just wanted to, without rambling, just one more thing. The donations that are made tonight are critical. There's no doubt about it. But there's also something else to think about. Money is a wonderful tool to allow people opportunity. The biggest leveler is education. That, I mean, it's the biggest leveling thing you can have. You can have money, but up here, nobody can take that away from you. In the pursuit of education, in a disadvantaged home, there's often a struggle culturally, sometimes. As somebody who's going out to get their education to make a place for themselves in the world, there's sometimes resentment from people at home. And nobody talks about it, but it is something. And a girl coming here to pursue her dreams with the aid of finances being taken care of is just one less struggle that she has to think about. I mean, it would be just such a dream to not have to think about the money aspect of things along with the other perhaps internal struggles that might go on and in the home that we don't always acknowledge, and we don't understand it because we come from great families and things that want you to be better, but sometimes there are people at home that don't. So at any rate, I would love to open up this amazing spirit of giving with our highest amount, which everybody will, whoever is feeling that this is what they would like to give, will raise their cards up and raise them high so that I can see and that I can say the numbers. But our top amount is going to be an amount of $35,000, just slightly higher than the $30,000 that it does cost for a year's worth of tuition to send one person to school here. Do we have anybody? We do. 185. Amazing. So wonderful. Thank you so much for your generosity. 185. So if anybody had a chance to read the inner pamphlet of tonight's program, there is the Holy Family School. There's definitely a few students that are very deserving of the opportunity to come here, and there is a financial barrier that might be holding these women back, and we want to make sure that that is not the case. So our next tier is going to be at $30,000. If anybody would like to give $30,000, that covers an entire year's tuition for one girl to attend Notre Dame, free of the worry of how they're going to pay for this. Anybody? And if we don't, oh yes, we do at 13. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anybody else? That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Our next year is going to be $15,000, and so that is half the year. Oftentimes that is enough to bridge a huge gap in being able to afford this amazing education, this amazing experience with these amazing women. Anybody at $15,000 feeling led to lead? 171. Thank you, Ms. Ho. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amazing. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. We are doing amazing here. So the next year, $10,000 partial financial aid for one student. Again, that closes a significant gap in the ability to afford to not have to worry about finances. Anybody at 10,000? 199, thank you. Wonderful. 197, thank you so much. Thank you. This is amazing. 75, I see you in the middle. Awesome. I do have my glasses on, but if anybody wants to help me out with looking for these numbers, that would be... Oh my goodness, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, our next tier is 184. Thank you so much. I caught that. Thank you.
Real quick, sorry. the husband of the honoree could not help but talk. But this is the honoree's bid number, but this is being offered on behalf of our Morton Family Foundation to honor Diane and all that has gone on here tonight. So just wanted to make sure you know.
Thank you so much. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. So our next one is a number that is really, it's a cool number because it actually is the amount that it costs to go on Intercession this year to Japan. And it's $5,000. Intercession is an amazing, immersive cultural experience that, you know, it has come a long way since I was here. When you were kind of going to, you know, San Francisco for a show or something like that. But $5,000 to go to Japan. Anybody, $5,000. Wonderful. 231, 126, 237. Am I 162? Thank you so much. Anybody else that I've missed? Oh, this is amazing. Okay. The next one is $2,500, so technology and textbooks for 2 students. Now, I shared this story last year, and it's still pertinent. You know, affording textbooks was a big deal for me. I didn't understand that, you know, I had elderly grandparents and great aunts that were, you know, helping me out with my tuition before we got aid. And I was anxiety ridden to know that I had to figure out how I was going to pay for textbooks. I mean, oh my God. So it's a huge deal. And I was able to kind of, you know, get help with that and borrow some. But $2,500 is going to be, you know, typically the cost for textbooks for 2 students for a year. Anybody at the level of $2,500? Wonderful. 104, 186, 218, 145, 52. Anybody else? Wonderful. Amazing. Thank you so much. So $1,000 is the price for local intercession experiences for 2 students. So this is an amazing experience also in and of itself. Horticulture classes, you know, anything that's local here that is done. Again, there's so many more options now that we didn't have when I was here, but things are getting very creative with our intercession program. So $1,000, anybody at the level of $1,000. 200, 161, 160, 190, 225, 69, 53, 78, 80, 119, 122, 186, 81, 36, 34, 135, 136, number 2, 53, 135, 62, 84, 55, 123, and did I miss anybody that is feeling inspired? Okay, anybody else? No, wonderful, this is so great. So the next one is $500 for uniform vouchers for 1 student. Now, I will tell you, the sweaters will last a lifetime. They will. I know. We just had a conversation about it. So uniform, you know, expenditures, you know, us girls, we try to be kind of careful with our stuff or whatnot. There was a comment last year, and I just have to bring it up because it is so funny. Somebody did mention, is there a fund to future for the girls in their skirts because they're getting shorter every year? And I said, well, you know, I don't know. But at any rate, $500, anybody for $500 for wonderful 156, 209, 194, 216, 70, is that 70? 22, 58, 81, 167, 205, 141, 138, 27, 167, 133, and 134, and 66, and 38. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful. So $250 is our next tier for athletics fees for one student. And, you know, the ability to participate in sports goes without saying is a huge deal, to be able to, you know, have this experience of sportsmanship and be able to participate, you know, and perhaps have a possibility of a collegiate, you know, sports future. So anybody at the level of 250? Oh my goodness, okay. My glasses, okay. 157, 176, 192, 105, 44, 175, 177, 49, 30, 121, 33, 170, 229, 166, 169, 131, 129, 132, and 149. And I think, did we already say 169, 166? 166! Yes! Last but not least is $100, which is quite valuable, truly. I mean, $100 goes a very, very long way. Student activities, prom, all of the socials, you know, ring ceremonies, all of those things that are just so memorable for our students, that make such a big difference in their life, and, you know, their ability to join with their classmates. So at $100, who do I have? Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna start this way. I favor that side. 94, 102, 4, 139, 88, 89, 86, 35, 139, 81, 186, 184, 185, 199. I got all you guys. 175, 46, 14, and I can't see. Is it 50? Wonderful, 50. We did it. I think we did it. That's wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. So awesome. I think.
Jackie, thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much for your incredible generosity in coming out for our students, past, present, and future. We are just so grateful for you. If I could ask our new NDB choir, we have brought the choir back. We are so excited to have them. They are going to head up onto stage. And if I could ask all of the alums in the room to please stand as we conclude our evening. Everyone's got to stand. As we conclude our evening, I hope you will join our choir in singing the Alma Mater. The words are on your table. The choir's ready to go. I'll turn it over to them. That concludes our festivities for the evening. I hope you will mark your calendars for next year's Fund to Future. The date is going to be going up on the screen behind me. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for your generosity. Come visit us anytime. Stay, mix, mingle, drink, and be merry. Thank you.